In this day and age, there is no doubt the economy has slowed right down. But that doesn't mean business has stopped. What that means is the public are more wary with how they spend their money. And justifiable so. There's only so much going around. So that doesn't mean that business has stopped. Because if you look at nearly every business, you'll find some people in the same business. Say if you're a mechanic, there'll be mechanics out there that are still flat out, and there'll be mechanics out there that are struggling to find customers. And the same with every single business out there. Now there is some businesses that are going to struggle because of how they've positioned themselves. See, in business, we all got to take responsibility for the products we sell and how we sell them. So I'll give you an idea. If you set yourself up in a retail shop and just selling cheap homewares or something like that, and your overheads are really huge because you've decided to go in a shopping centre, well, that's your responsibility, and chances are you're going to fail because your overheads are so high and you're stuck by the rules and you're allowed to do through the shopping centre. But the main problem with that is you are stuck competing with likes of Kmart and Target, and you will never ever beat them. So in business, I always say we need to evaluate our businesses. I say every week. Every single thing you do in business needs evaluating. So this economy stuff that's cotopotus and people are actually struggling hasn't happened overnight. Over time, all this is slowly, a lot of people's sales are going down and down and down. But the problem is the person that owns the business ain't doing nothing about it. They haven't looked at their business. They haven't tried to find different products. They haven't looked at their competition properly. And over time, they're left with, a lot of businesses are left with no choice but to close their doors and walk away with a lot of debt. Now, I'm sorry for any business this has happened to, I really am. But as a business consultant and talking to you logically, if this is your case, it's 100% your fault. Competition is one of the elements of business. And if you can't compete, you're going to lose. That's not the competition's fault. Because there is so many industries out there that have competition, but they haven't put themselves in a tiny little box they can't get out of. And one of those boxes is shopping centres. I really don't like businesses that small, but that's why you don't see many small businesses now in shopping centres. Because the shopping centres rule. So that's just one little rant I have about shopping centres and small business. I don't believe any small business should be in there because you don't have true control over your business. But get on to my point. Is it the economy? Well, I believe that a lot of business people just don't have the skills to evaluate themselves properly, but they also don't know what to do next. They don't know who to trust, what to do, how to advertise, what platforms. There's so many people out there that have done one course or that have, they go on the internet and they call themselves internet experts and they make this big fancy spiel and they say, I can do this, I can do that. And business owners just simply hand the money and say, do it. Yes, that's what I want. And nothing happens. If you look at that logically, again, if someone has done that to you, you've got to take responsibility for the fact that you believe what they said because you didn't have the knowledge to know how to do it yourself. I always, and this is what this is all about. It's all about self-education. I believe if business owners spent the time needed to actually evaluate and improve their own skills on a regular basis, you wouldn't need to employ anybody else to run your business except for you. You would know how to write your ads, how to do your marketing, how to use social media. All the platforms out there aren't that hard. And people say, I just don't have time. I would rather use my own time than use my money. And I know over all the businesses I've had, I've always had the same philosophy. I don't know a great deal about social media, but I spend about 2 hours a day now on LinkedIn, on Twitter. There's a couple of others that I'm doing, not to do them, but to learn how they work. It's doing my head in, but every time I'm actually, jumping on YouTube, how do I use Twitter properly and what's the mediums to build a group? I'm learning. I don't want to do that. It's not how I choose to spend my time. But if I want a big business, my audience is on social media. Maybe your audience so much isn't if you're just local, but most people are. So instead of employing people and wasting money, which is a deficit for your business, why not learn how to do things yourself? That's one of the greatest skills you can have. That's how you become a successful business. And then when you grow or you actually get to a certain size, then you know the right questions to ask when you want to employ these people to actually help you. And you tell them the outcome you want. Because if you don't know how it works, you can't tell them the outcome. They've got you. You want them to get to the point where you know how everything works and you say, I want you to do this, 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 this. Here's the money I'm going to give you. Thank you very much. Then you're in total control of your business. My name is Ray Results Roach. The next video I'm going to do is how training increases your skill levels, which is just what I've just been talking about. Thank you.